What if the secret to gaining more influence wasn't learning what to say, but mastering what not to say? In a world that equates noise with importance, the Stoics understood a profound and counterintuitive truth: that true power is forged in silence and expressed with precision. Speak little, rule more. Stoic Mindset, Unshakable Calm, compiled and published by Stoic Power. Lesson 1. Power built through inner silence. Imagine a vast, deep reservoir held behind a mighty dam. For months, it gathers the rains, collecting immense potential energy in its quiet, still depths. Its power is not in its noisy outflow, but in the silent, stored pressure it holds in reserve. This reservoir is the mind of a Stoic. The inner conflict we all face is that our minds feel less like a deep reservoir and more like a shallow, noisy stream, constantly chattering with anxieties, internal debates, half-formed thoughts, and reactive judgments. We live with a relentless internal monologue that leaves us feeling scattered, drained, and unfocused. We crave peace, but we are the source of our own inner noise. The fundamental problem with this constant inner noise is that it makes true clarity and powerful action impossible. A mind that is never quiet cannot hear its own deeper wisdom or intuition. It cannot focus its energy on a single, important task because it is constantly being pulled in a dozen different directions by trivial worries and distractions. This mental chatter drains your willpower, leaving you too exhausted to tackle meaningful challenges. When it comes time to speak or act, you do so from a place of scattered energy and confusion, not from a place of deep, stored power. You cannot speak with purpose and authority if the source of your words is a mind in a state of chaos. You are trying to power a city with a trickling stream instead of a massive reservoir. The transformative solution is to deliberately and consistently cultivate periods of inner silence. This is the practice of building your own internal reservoir, of allowing your mind to settle and gather its strength. The core Stoic idea is that silence is not emptiness. It is a state of profound receptivity and potential. It is in the quiet spaces that we can truly observe the world, understand ourselves, and build the inner power required for wise action. This inner silence is the foundation of the Stoic inner citadel, a fortress of the mind that remains calm and impregnable, regardless of external chaos. You must first clear the courtyard of your citadel of all the noise and clutter before you can effectively rule your inner kingdom. You can begin to build this reservoir of power with dedicated, actionable practices. The first is the mindful silence ritual. Commit to just 10 minutes each day. Find a quiet place, sit comfortably, and simply allow your mind to be. Do not try to force the thoughts to stop. That only creates more struggle. Instead, watch them come and go like clouds in the sky. Your goal is to gently shift your identification from the clouds to the vast, silent sky behind them. Notice the small gaps between your thoughts. That is where the silence lives. The second practice is to reclaim small pockets of silence throughout your day. Drive without the radio. Walk without a podcast. Wash the dishes without the television on. Each of these small moments is an opportunity to let the reservoir fill. The benefits of building power through inner silence are foundational to all other forms of self-mastery. You will feel a dramatic increase in your mental clarity and focus. Your baseline level of anxiety will decrease as you stop fueling the fire of your own inner chatter. You will begin to hear your own deeper intuition and make decisions that are more aligned with your true values. You will build a deep reservoir of mental energy, allowing you to face challenges with a calm and potent strength. Your practice for this lesson is to schedule and honor a 10-minute mindful silence ritual every single day for 1 week. Treat it not as a chore, but as the essential act of charging your inner battery. This inner silence is the foundation for a calm, powerful physical presence that commands respect before you ever speak. In our next lesson, we will explore this embodied calm. If you are ready to build your inner reservoir, please like this video. Lesson 2. Calm presence commands instant respect. Imagine a great mountain, its peak shrouded in mist. Its presence is undeniable, commanding the entire landscape. It does not need to move or make a sound. Its sheer, unmoving, and calm presence is the source of its authority. It is an anchor for the world around it. This is the nature of a commanding presence. The inner conflict we face is the feeling that, to be respected, we must be performative. We believe we have to be energetic, charismatic, and constantly engaged to be noticed. We enter a room and immediately feel the pressure to be on, to project an energy that we hope will capture the attention and approval of others. The problem with this try-hard energy is that it is often perceived as insecurity and neediness. People can subconsciously sense when someone is performing for approval, and it has the opposite of the intended effect. Furthermore, a lack of calm presence often manifests physically. Our eyes dart around, we fidget with our hands, we shift our weight nervously, we check our phones. This scattered physical presence betrays a scattered mind. It sends a powerful nonverbal message that we are not in command of ourselves. And if we are not in command of ourselves, how can we possibly command the respect of others? A chaotic presence repels trust and signals a lack of substance. The transformative solution is to cultivate a grounded, calm, and fully embodied physical presence. It is the practice of becoming the mountain, solid, centered, and unmovable. The core Stoic idea here is that your body is the physical expression of your inner state. A mind that has been trained in the art of inner silence and stillness will naturally inhabit the body with a calm, centered presence. It is an inside-out job. You do not act calm to gain respect. You cultivate inner calm, which then naturally radiates outward as a respectable and commanding presence. Your stillness becomes more interesting and powerful than everyone else's noise. You can begin to develop this commanding presence with tangible physical exercises. The first is the anchoring technique. Before you enter an important room or even during a conversation, consciously bring your full attention to the points of contact your body is making with the world. Feel the soles of your feet solid on the floor. Feel the weight of your body in your chair. Feel the texture of the table beneath your hands. This simple act instantly pulls your awareness out of anxious thoughts and into the solid reality of your body, anchoring your presence. The second practice is to move with deliberateness. Eliminate hurried, jerky movements. Walk at a pace that feels powerful and unhurried. Sit down and stand up with intention. Handle objects with care. These slow, deliberate movements signal to yourself and others that you are in complete control. The benefits of cultivating a calm presence are immediate and profound. You will be perceived as more confident, more authoritative, and more trustworthy. You will feel calmer and more in control in high-pressure situations, as your focus will be grounded in your physical reality. People will unconsciously quiet themselves in your presence, matching their energy to yours. You will find that you can command a room's attention and set its emotional tone without saying a word. Your practice for this lesson is to focus on your walk. For the rest of the day, walk everywhere with a conscious sense of purpose and an unhurried pace. Feel yourself moving through the world like an anchor of calm, not a leaf blown by the wind. A calm presence gives you the foundation to control your most powerful and dangerous tool, your words. In our next lesson, we will explore how controlling your words allows you to control outcomes. To continue this journey of building an unshakable presence, please subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 3. Control words, control outcomes. Picture a master surgeon, scalpel in hand, performing a life-saving operation. Every movement is precise, economical, and infused with purpose. There is no wasted motion, no careless slip. A single millimeter of error, a single uncontrolled movement, can change the entire outcome from success to disaster. Your words are this surgeon's scalpel. They have the power to heal or to wound, to build or to destroy, to clarify or to confuse. The inner conflict we face is our habit of treating our words not like a scalpel, but like a blunt instrument. We speak impulsively, carelessly, and excessively, with little thought to the profound impact our words have on ourselves and on the world around us. The fundamental problem with uncontrolled speech is that it leads directly to uncontrolled outcomes. A single careless word spoken in anger can inflict a wound on a relationship that may never fully heal. A vague and imprecise instruction to your team can lead to weeks of wasted work and costly errors. A habit of complaining and negativity can poison your own mindset and repel opportunities. When you cede control of your mouth, you cede control of your life. You create misunderstandings that you must later spend your precious time and energy cleaning up. You escalate conflicts that could have been easily resolved. You damage the trust that is the bedrock of all successful relationships and endeavors. Uncontrolled words are the architects of unintended consequences. The transformative solution is to begin treating your words with the immense respect and precision of a master surgeon. It is the conscious practice of speaking with intention, clarity, and profound economy. The core Stoic idea is that our capacity for logos, which means both word and reason, is our highest faculty. To use words thoughtlessly, irrationally, or without purpose is a misuse of what makes us human. To control your words is an act of respecting your own reason. The Stoic ideal is to say only what needs to be said, as clearly as possible, and for a virtuous purpose. This discipline transforms your speech from a source of chaos into a powerful tool for shaping reality. You can begin to master your words with these powerful, actionable disciplines. The first is to practice the one-sentence rule. In your next meeting or discussion, challenge yourself to make your key point in a single, clear, well-constructed sentence. This forces you to distill your thinking down to its most potent and understandable form. The second practice is to pause to find the precise word. We often use the first, easiest word that comes to mind. Instead, take a half second before you speak to ask, is that the best word for what I mean? This small pause will dramatically increase the precision and impact of your language. The third, and perhaps most important step, is to take a vow against useless speech, gossip, complaining, and pointless criticism. Refuse to use your words to create negativity. The benefits of controlling your words are the benefits of controlling your world. You will find that misunderstandings decrease dramatically. Conflicts will be resolved more quickly and peacefully. The trust and respect that others have for you will skyrocket, as they will know that your words are thoughtful and reliable. You will gain a reputation for clarity and wisdom. Most importantly, you will feel a profound sense of integrity and control over your own life, knowing that you are the conscious author of your communications, not a hapless victim of your own impulsive tongue. Your practice for this lesson is to choose one of these three disciplines: the one-sentence rule, finding the precise word or eliminating useless speech, and focus on it with intention for the next 24 hours. This control of your words is most severely tested in the heat of conflict. In our next lesson, we will learn how to hold a state of unshakable stillness, even in the fiercest of conflict storms. Let us know in the comments which aspect of verbal discipline you find most challenging. Lesson 4. Hold stillness in conflict storms. Imagine the eye of a hurricane. It is a zone of profound, almost surreal calm, surrounded on all sides by the most violent and destructive forces in nature. The power of the eye is not that it fights the storm, but that it exists as a center of pure stillness within the storm. This is the Stoic ideal for navigating conflict. The inner conflict we face is that when the emotional storm of a disagreement or confrontation erupts, our powerful, primal instinct is to be drawn into the vortex. We match anger with anger, fear with defensiveness, and panic with panic. We forget that we have a choice, and we become just another part of the destructive, swirling chaos. The problem is that once you enter the storm, you lose all power to influence it for the better. You are no longer a rational actor seeking a solution. You are a reactive element contributing to the destruction. You lose your ability to think clearly, to listen with empathy, or to find a creative path forward. The conflict ceases to be about the original issue and becomes a raw battle of egos, a primitive fight for dominance. In these moments, deep wounds are inflicted, trust is shattered, and the relationship itself is damaged. By allowing the storm to consume you, you become a co-creator of the very destruction you fear. The transformative solution is to train yourself to become the eye of the hurricane. It is the profound practice of holding a core of unshakable inner stillness, even as the emotional winds howl around you. The core Stoic idea that makes this possible is the dichotomy of control. The other person's anger, their accusations, their emotional state. This is the storm, and it is entirely external to you and outside of your control. Your own inner state, your response, your choice to remain calm. This is your inner sanctum, the eye of the hurricane, and it is entirely within your control. Your sole responsibility in a conflict is to maintain the integrity of your own inner calm. By doing so, you provide a stable center around which the chaos can eventually dissipate. You can begin to build this inner eye of the storm with specific, in-the-moment techniques. The first is the detached observer visualization. As soon as you feel the conflict escalating, visualize yourself floating up and out of your body, observing the scene from a corner of the ceiling. See the two people below, caught in their emotional drama. This act of visualization instantly creates psychological distance and engages your rational, observing mind. The second technique is to address the emotion rather than the words. The angry words are just the wind of the storm. The emotion is the storm itself. Instead of arguing with the words, "That's not true," address the emotion with calm observation. "I can see that you are feeling very angry right now." This simple, non-judgmental statement validates their feeling without agreeing with their argument, and it has a powerful de-escalating effect. The benefits of learning to hold stillness in conflict are the benefits of becoming a true master of your relationships. You will stop having destructive, repetitive fights and start having productive, problem-solving conversations. You will build a reputation as a person of immense emotional strength and wisdom. The trust and safety in your relationships will deepen, as your partner will know they can bring their storms to you without fear of you becoming a storm yourself. You will save yourself from the immense pain and regret that comes from words spoken and actions taken in the heat of uncontrolled emotion. Your practice for this lesson is to reflect on a recent conflict. Replay it in your mind, but this time, see yourself as the detached observer. What do you notice from this new perspective? This stillness in conflict is a sign of a deep, silent strength, the kind that attracts real and lasting influence. In our next lesson, we will explore this magnetic quality. If you are committed to resolving conflict with wisdom, please subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 5. Silent strength attracts real influence. Imagine a powerful silent magnet resting on a table. It does not chase after pieces of metal. It does not advertise its strength. It simply exists, radiating an invisible field of force. And because of this inherent quiet power, objects of substance are naturally, irresistibly drawn to it. This is the nature of true influence. The inner conflict we face is the belief that influence is an active, outward pursuit. We believe we must network, we must sell our ideas, we must persuade, convince, and charm people into following us. We believe influence is something we must get from others. The problem with this push approach to influence is that it often creates the opposite of the intended effect. People can instinctively feel when they are being sold to or persuaded, and their natural reaction is to put up a wall of resistance. This active pursuit of influence often comes across as needy and inauthentic. It makes our success dependent on our ability to perform and convince. It is an exhausting, uphill battle. True, lasting influence is not something you push onto others. It is a quality you cultivate within yourself that pulls others toward you. It is magnetic. The transformative solution is to stop chasing influence and to start cultivating the silent strength that naturally attracts it. This means shifting your entire focus from external persuasion to internal character building. The core Stoic idea is that your influence is a direct byproduct of your embodied virtue. When you focus on becoming a person of unshakable integrity, profound competence, and unwavering calm, you become a source of immense gravitational power. People are not influenced by what you say you are. They are influenced by the undeniable evidence of who you have become. Your character is your magnetic field. You can begin to build this magnetic, silent strength with a commitment to two key areas. The first is to master your circle of competence. Whatever your craft or profession is, dedicate yourself to it with a quiet, relentless passion. Become so undeniably good at what you do that your excellence is self-evident. Let your results and the quality of your work be your primary argument. Your competence builds a foundation of respect that no words can match. The second practice is to show, don't tell. Instead of telling people you are reliable, be unfailingly reliable. Instead of telling people you have integrity, act with impeccable integrity when no one is watching. Your consistent, virtuous actions are the most powerful sales pitch you will ever deliver. The benefits of building influence this way are profound. You will be freed from the exhausting and often demeaning game of trying to win people over. Your influence will become organic, authentic, and durable. You will attract high-quality people and opportunities to you, as people of substance are naturally drawn to a strong, stable core. You will build a reputation that precedes you, one based on the solid evidence of your character and competence. You will find that you lead with ease, as people will want to align with your path. Your practice is to identify one area where you have been telling people about your qualities. For the next week, stop telling and find every opportunity to show it through your actions instead. To develop this level of silent strength, you must master the art of speaking only when it creates a deep impact. In our next lesson, we will explore this crucial discipline. Like this video if you are ready to become a magnet for respect. Lesson 6. Speak only what impacts deeply. Imagine a master archer with only one single precious arrow for a vital competition. They would not waste it on a practice shot. They would not fire it carelessly into the wind. They would wait with immense patience and focus for the perfect moment, the perfect target, the perfect alignment of breath and aim to ensure that when they release that one arrow, it strikes the bullseye with deep and decisive impact. Your words are these precious arrows. The inner conflict we face is that we treat our words like an endless quiver of cheap, disposable darts. We fire them off constantly, filling our conversations with trivialities, complaints, gossip, and filler, wasting our precious energy and attention. The problem with this verbal profligacy is that it completely dilutes the power of our speech. When you are known as someone who talks constantly and about everything, your words lose their value. People learn to tune you out. When the moment comes that you actually need to say something of critical importance, your arrow of meaning is lost in the flurry of all the meaningless darts you have already thrown. Furthermore, useless speech, particularly complaining and gossip, is a poison to your own mindset. It trains your brain to focus on the negative, the petty, and what is outside of your control, which is the very antithesis of the Stoic mindset. The transformative solution is to become the master archer with your words. It is the discipline of speaking only when your words have a clear, virtuous, and impactful purpose. It is about treating your words as the precious and powerful tools they are, not as disposable filler for uncomfortable silences. The core Stoic idea here is that speech, like any action, should be guided by reason and purpose. Before speaking, the wise person asks themselves, what is the purpose of these words? Will they bring clarity? Will they offer encouragement? Will they solve a problem? Will they strengthen a bond? If the answer is no, then silence is the more powerful and virtuous choice. You can begin to practice this discipline of impactful speech with a simple but powerful mental filter. Before you speak, run your intended words through the purpose filter by asking 3 questions. 1. Is it true? 2. Is it kind? Or, if it must be critical, is it just? 3. Is it necessary? You will be astonished at how much of what you are about to say is filtered out by these 3 simple gates. The second practice is to make a conscious vow to eliminate complaining from your vocabulary for a set period, even for just one day. When you feel the urge to complain about a situation, you have only 2 choices. Take a concrete action to improve the situation, or accept it with quiet dignity. This practice alone will fundamentally shift your mindset from that of a victim to that of a creator. The benefits of this discipline are immense. Your words will gain incredible weight and impact. When you speak, people will listen with their full attention, knowing that what you are about to say is important. You will gain a reputation for being a person of substance and wisdom. You will find your own mind becomes more positive and proactive as you starve it of the poison of complaining and gossip. You will conserve your mental energy for what truly matters, and you will live a life of greater integrity, where your speech is a direct reflection of your highest values. Your practice for this lesson is to try the no complaining rule for the next 24 hours. Notice the space and clarity it creates in your mind. This mastery of silence and speech is the pathway to the ultimate form of leadership, ruling through quiet emotional mastery. In our final lesson, we will explore this pinnacle of Stoic practice. Lesson 7. Rule through quiet emotional mastery. Imagine a wise and respected king, ruling a vast and prosperous kingdom. He does not rule by shouting constant decrees from his balcony or by instilling fear in his subjects. He rules through the quiet, unshakable example of his own character. His wisdom in counsel, his fairness in judgment, and his own profound self-control are the true laws of the land. His own emotional mastery is the force that maintains the peace and order of the entire kingdom. His character is his authority. This is the Stoic ideal of leadership. The inner conflict we face is the belief that to rule, whether it's our business, our family, or our own life, we must exert direct, forceful, and often emotional control. The problem with this model of ruling is that it is brittle, exhausting, and ultimately ineffective. Attempting to control people and outcomes through direct orders, emotional pressure, or micromanagement requires constant vigilance and energy. It breeds resentment in those being controlled and creates a state of perpetual stress for the ruler. It is the sign of a weak and insecure leader, one who does not trust their team, their family, or even their own principles to function without their constant, forceful intervention. This is not true rule. It is a desperate and fragile attempt to manage chaos. The transformative solution is to understand that true rule, true leadership, is achieved through quiet, emotional mastery. It is the practice of becoming the wise king of your own inner world first. Once you have achieved undisputed rule over your own impulses, reactions, and emotions, your ability to influence the outer world becomes a natural and effortless byproduct. The core Stoic idea is that the only person fit to rule others is the one who has first achieved perfect rule over themselves. Your primary kingdom is your own mind. When you establish peace, order, and reason within that kingdom, your very presence begins to create peace and order in the world around you. This is the culmination of all our previous lessons. It is not about a new technique, but about the full integration and embodiment of the Stoic mindset. The actionable steps are the daily, consistent practices we have discussed. It is the commitment to building your power through inner silence. It is the practice of maintaining a calm presence that commands respect. It is the discipline of controlling your words to control outcomes. It is the strength to hold stillness in conflict. It is the silent strength that attracts influence. It is the wisdom to speak only what deeply impacts. The final practice is to see these not as separate lessons, but as interconnected facets of a single, unified way of being. The benefit of this ultimate stage of mastery is the achievement of a life of profound peace, purpose, and effortless influence. You will lead not by what you say, but by who you are. Your emotional mastery will be the quiet, unshakable foundation upon which your family, your team, and your community can rely. You will have achieved the great aim of the Stoic philosopher king, to live a life of virtue, reason, and tranquility, and in doing so, to become a source of order and light for the world. Your final practice is a commitment to this path. It is to see yourself not as someone trying to learn tricks, but as a ruler endeavoring to bring his own inner kingdom into perfect, harmonious order. One day at a time, you have journeyed through the 7 stages of mastering silence to attract power. From the silence of the mind to the quiet mastery of a kingdom, this path teaches that true rule is born from within. By speaking little and mastering your inner calm, you command the only thing that matters: yourself. Thank you for your time and your dedication with Stoic Power. If this journey has provided you with value, please support our channel by liking, commenting with your insights, and subscribing for more explorations into the heart of Stoic wisdom.